Sanjaya approached King Dhritarashtra and said, I have finished my duty as the messenger of the great war. The special abilities given to me by sage Vyasa have left me, and I can no longer provide any more news. Hearing this, Dhritarashtra broke down in tears, crying out in despair like a lost child. I ignored the wise counsel of Krishna, he lamented. Now I am like a great bird with its wings clipped, unable to fly. What is the point of living like this? At that moment, sage Vyasa arrived to console the grieving king. Vidura, too, tried to comfort him, saying, Your sons are now guests in the heavenly realm of Indra. Wealth, youth, and life are all temporary. The goddess of fortune is ever-changing, and the wise find peace in understanding the true nature of human existence. Soon after, Sri Krishna came to visit Dhritarashtra. Although he was offered a seat beside the king, Krishna chose to sit on the floor, saying, In the presence of the great Veda Vyasa, I prefer to sit here. I have come to offer my condolences to both Gandhari, the symbol of purity and righteousness, and to you, on behalf of myself and the Pandavas. Dhritarashtra, filled with regret, replied, Krishna, I do not blame you or the Pandavas. You came as a messenger of peace, but my sons refused to listen to your wisdom. Krishna responded, Destiny works in mysterious ways. Yudhishthira may soon be crowned king, but he wanted me to let you know that he will rule only as your representative. He will care for you and Gandhari like a devoted son, and your word will always be respected. Preparations are already being made for the ceremonies to honor the fallen warriors. The priests will meet you shortly. The Pandavas are also coming to pay their respects to you and Gandhari. Dhritarashtra expressed his gratitude to Krishna for his kindness and support. Vedavyasa then spoke, My dear son, death is inevitable for all living beings. Thousands of warriors have laid down their lives, but this is the cycle of life. Vedavyasa continued to comfort Dhritarashtra, saying, Many brave warriors gave their lives for your son. The earth had become overcrowded, and sages believe that war is sometimes a divine way to relieve the world of its burden. Yudhishthira is a noble man, and from now on, you should see him as your own son. Yudhishthira, followed by his brothers, approached Dhritarashtra. All around them, grieving widows and mourners filled the air with their sorrow. Every family in Hastinapura had lost someone, and the pain was unbearable, especially for Yudhishthira, who had a deeply sensitive heart. Overcome with grief, he bowed before Dhritarashtra, tears streaming down and wetting the blind king's feet. Dhritarashtra silently embraced him, shedding tears of his own. When Bhima's turn came to greet Dhritarashtra, Krishna, sensing danger, quickly stepped in. Instead of allowing Bhima to approach, he placed an iron statue in his place. Dhritarashtra, filled with anger over the death of his sons at Bhima's hands, hugged the statue with all his might, crushing it to pieces in a fierce embrace. Believing he had killed Bhima, Dhritarashtra began to weep bitterly and said, I regret it. I've killed Bhima in a moment of blind rage. Krishna gently spoke to the king, Dhritarashtra, your anger is understandable. It's human nature to feel this way, but rest assured, Bhima is unharmed. You only crushed the iron figure. We are all amazed at your strength, which rivals that of 100 elephants. If you hadn't been blind, you could have conquered the world. Your grief is beyond what most can bear, and no one blames you for your feelings. Hearing this, Dhritarashtra was filled with shame and remained silent. Yudhishthira then turned to Gandhari, bowing at her feet. His voice trembled as he said, Respected mother, I am Yudhishthira, the wicked killer of your sons. Noble queen, I am the greatest sinner and cannot forgive myself. How can I ask for your pardon? I deserve to be cursed and turned to ashes for what I've done. But Gandhari embraced him and softly said, Yudhishthira, I once considered myself to have 105 sons. Now, I have only 5. How could I curse you? I hold no resentment toward you. Gandhari, with deep sorrow, said, I don't hold a grudge against anyone except Sri Krishna. He encouraged Bhima to strike Duryodhana below the waist, which led to his defeat. At this, Bhima stepped forward, bowed at Gandhari's feet, and humbly spoke, Honored mother, I only did what was necessary to defend myself. Your son, Duryodhana, was unbeatable otherwise. If I had killed him when Draupadi was humiliated, you might not have blamed me then. But we were bound by Yudhishthira's commitment to righteousness. Ultimately, war and violence are to blame for the emotional turmoil we all feel. Mistakes were made on both sides, I am truly sorry for my actions. Also, I did not actually drink Dusasana's blood as some claim. I only pretended to. I am human, not a beast. Gandhari, still grieving, replied, I wish you had spared at least one of my 100 sons to care for their parents in our old age. Yudhishthira gently intervened, saying, Dear mother, we are 5 brothers here to care for you. I promise to serve you with the same love and respect I show Kunti. Gandhari responded, I believe you haven't seen Kunti yet. Please go to her. I also feel deep sorrow for Draupadi. Draupadi, filled with grief, bowed to Gandhari, who comforted her, saying, My dear Panchali, I share your pain. No one can truly comfort us, for we have both lost all our sons. We must console each other. After offering their respects to Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, the Pandavas went to meet Kunti. Yudhishthira bowed to her, and Kunti, embracing him, looked at his feet and noticed something odd. Your toenails look burned, she said. Krishna, with a gentle smile, explained. Gandhari's gaze, filled with grief, partially fell on his feet, causing them to burn. Thankfully, it didn't consume his whole body. Yudhishthira will live with this small deformity, but Bhima was lucky to escape Dhritarashtra's anger. Kunti blessed her children and congratulated them on their victory, though she still mourned the loss of Abhimanyu and the Upapandavas.